Recorded.
as we always do. But one of the things that always really comes back to, it doesn't matter how much training and how much business you have in front of you. If your mindset is funky, if your mindset is wrong, how successful do you think that you could be?
I don't think you could be that successful at all. In fact, if there's any success, it's probably going to be temporary.
I
You know,
agree. I agree because we really need to talk to folks about building a legacy business because when this company was formed, it was formed with the end in mind, with the legacy in mind. So, let's get started.
I've been thinking a lot about legacy business. In fact, I have I've coined one of my teams the Kingdom Legacy Syndicate,
Mm,
and what led that is because I was thinking a lot about what separates a temporary hustle from a legacy business.
ooh,
And Kathy, what I've come to find out that it all comes down to one word, and that is mindset.
amen.
Mindset.
Amen. Because you can have the best product, the best pitch, the elevator speech, the platform, the best presenters, all of that. But without the right mindset, you're gonna lose it all. It's gonna crumble down. And so let's break it down for the team, actually using the word itself, because this might shift somebody's whole approach. So get us kicked off.
Absolutely. So the first breakdown is going to be M. M. Mission driven. A kind of nation, it all starts with mission driven living. When your business is rooted in your why, like why do you do what you do? It fuels everything. It fuels everything. So you're not just selling, you're serving. When I think about the rough times and in every business and every industry, if you really understand the global economy, you understand that every business has its ups and downs, right? It's up and it's down. And when you're in that rough patch, when you're in the grind and your body gets tired, your mind gets tired, even though you're waking up early, staying late, and you're not seeing the results that you need to see, you have to definitely understand that you got to keep the why in front of you, or you'll give up. You'll
That's
give
right.
up. So you have to have that right mindset and be
You know that's
mission driven.
that's right. Because when people feel your mission, they don't just become customers; they become community, and that's really what we have here at Akana. We have communities, the
Absolutely.
360 community, the flat belly community,
Yes.
the econopreneur community. See, that's how impact begins. And so our next letter is I, integrity first. Integrity first. See, you build trust not by being perfect. And guys, that's something that, as a Virgo, I'm a perfectionist at heart.
Yeah, yeah. Here we
And
go
so
to it.
right, right, right. So you build trust not by being perfect, but being authentic and consistent. Now, consistency I work on, perfection I work on, but ain't nobody that's ever met me will ever tell you that I'm inauthentic. If anything, I am authentic sometimes
Too
to
authentic. Is
to
that what it
offense, sometimes to offense. However, that's just how I am. I've been raised to shoot from the hip, and that's where I shoot from. So that's the kind of character that makes people feel safe doing business with you. See, you can be
Yes.
right. You got to feel safe. It's got to be a safe space because remember, most of the people that you talk to don't necessarily want to build a business. I mean, let's just be real. They want to get healthy. They want to take healthy products. They want to feel better. But building a business, it sounds too much like work. And if they already have a job, some people turn their nose up. But when you're authentic and say, hey, you know what? Now is the time to think about a plan B. If you notice, a lot of plan A's are going to the wayside. So perhaps we could talk about something that makes sense for you in helping you to become one of our one of our Blue Zone ambassadors.
Uh,
What? Now, doesn't
What?
that sound more like a business?
Oh man,
Doesn't that sound like a
blue
business
zone.
you could do rather than go to work in your cubicle? Okay, don't no shade about that, but we know that that is controlled by somebody else, not by you, right?
A blue zone ambassador. Drop the mic on that one, baby. What do you do? I'm glad you asked. I'm a blue zone ambassador.
Wow, what is that, Kayaetta?
You know what? It is where we focus on educating people how to eat right for their blood type so that they can live a longer life and enjoy their family much longer. Does that sound like something that you want for you and your family?
What? Oh my God.
Right. Did y'all catch that? That was skill all off the top, right? That was
Yeah.
see what is that, right? And then you answer and then you close it out with a question so that they can say yes. Well, here's the next step, right? So anyway, let's go to the next one. Um, so, I'm sorry, just to close that out, a legacy business doesn't cut corners. Integrity first. I love that, Kathy, because you can tell when someone is not being genuine. And remember, we always say that people don't want to be sold, they want to buy, right? And so you have to be genuine and lead with integrity about serving them, not you. And so a legacy business doesn't cut corners, it's built on doing what's right, even when no one's watching. Right. Even when no one's watching. Not the next one. So that was M-I. Now we're on N. Never settle. Never settle. Here's one that hits hard. Never settling. Growth comes when we refuse to accept comfort over calling.
Mm.
Refuse to accept comfort over calling. Even when it's hard, push a little further, especially when it's hard. Push a little further, stretch a little wider. You want to know why? Because 9 times out of 10, you're almost there. I was talking to someone the other day, and it was like, it's just so much. I put too much on my plate. I said, no, you didn't. God called you to it so that you can grow through it. Right? When you push a little harder, guess what happens? It increases your capacity. Now, when you get through it, now you can handle more. That's called elevation, Kathy. Y'all know
Yeah,
that.
it is.
That's called
Yeah, it
elevation.
is.
Do you ever elevate?
Yes, yes. You know, you got to be willing to challenge yourself. See, a growth mindset doesn't fear failure. It learns from growing and then level up, right?
That's right.
When you push through, you figure out how to level up. Next
That's
letter
right.
is D. Discipline daily. Love that alliteration. Discipline daily. See, we can't even skip discipline daily. Remember I mentioned earlier that consistency is something that I have a challenge with. I have to write stuff down and make myself do stuff and put stuff on a schedule because mindset isn't about hype, it's about habits.
That's
The
right.
small consistent the small consistent things that you do every day shape your results more than any big move. You cannot get flat abs, Ernestine Davis, in a weekend. Okay? It ain't
Okay.
happening, right? It's the consistency that makes a 64-year-old win a bikini contest and shock everybody in the room, right?
Yeah,
It is
that's
the
the secret.
consistency of living a lifestyle that a 75-year-old can outwork 40, 50, 60 year olds.
That's right.
Okay, with the type of energy that's boundless, right? It is the
That's right.
consistency, right? And so, you just can't do it all at one time. So it's the daily discipline. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that that's a secret weapon. See, no one sees the late nights or early mornings, but legacy is built there. in the quiet discipline.
Amen.
And so the next letter is S, service over sales. Service over sales. And now, this one is gold, right? This one is gold. Service over sales. When your heart is to help, not just to hustle, people feel it and they
Mhm.
come back. They come back again and again. They stay with you. And I'm going to just speak to those that are building a business as well. See, even myself, I've heard this, and it's even been myself. Like, why should I have to call them and remind them to get on the call? Why should I have to, keep calling them and motivating them? That's their business, right? No, if they're in your business, if they are your customer, you are serving them. It's called servant leadership. Serving, that's true at its core, great leadership, right? And so you want to make sure that you have that service over sales, because people understand and they know that you are loyal and committed to your business. And because of that, they will stay with you.
Yes, yes. Our customers come back again and again. Our distributors love our products again and again. That's how we have almost 34,000 customers. I mean, wow. And we don't have 34,000 distributors. So this is a customer service based business, right? When you have a
Community is
company
everything.
that has more customers than distributors, you have sustainability. When you have a company that has more distributors or an equal number of distributors to customers, then you have some risk, I believe, in your business. Because as you know, in network marketing, distributors come and go. But some customers keep the same dishwashing detergent, soap, CBD for 10, 12, even 6 years. Right? So exactly, a community-based business is a sustainable business. So people support who supports them. So let's move on to E,
Mhm.
elevate others. See, elevate others is where the ripple effect happens. Bring people with you. Share the spotlight. Realize that if you're a diamond, you didn't get there by yourself. Share the spotlight. Teach, mentor, uplift. If you got to be pearl, you didn't get there by yourself. None of the ranks.
That's
None of the
right.
ranks you can get there by yourself. Pearl
That's right.
Jade, Pearl Jade, Sapphire Ruby, Emerald, or Diamond. So realize that this is the ripple effect. And when you bring people with you and you recognize that they made pearl, that they made bronze dispensary, that they won a trip, that they did great at the vending event, you didn't realize that they had that particular skill. And now you're impressed. And now you want to use them even more and share with them even more and pour into them even more. That multiplies. Kayaetta, what do you think about that?
I think that's powerful, because guess what? They didn't reach those levels without helping people, right? They didn't reach those levels without developing people and working on the mindset. So true leaders multiply themselves. That's what building is. Multiplying yourself. That's what true legacy is. It's not what you leave people, it's what you put inside people. That's how your business becomes bigger than you, and that's how it lasts.
Yes.
That's how it lasts, when it's bigger than you. Let's go to the next one. T, tenacity through trials. Tenacity through trials. Tenacity through trials means this: challenges will come, but mindset says, this is building me, not breaking me.
Ooh.
This is building me, not breaking me. You gotta talk to yourself. What's that song? Encourage yourself. You gotta encourage yourself. I remember a week or two ago, I walked in the house and I was so exhausted, Kathy. I was so exhausted that my body was vibrating and shaking. God had blessed me with expansion, and I was elevating. I'm elevating in life, and so it's another level. And I was exhausted, and I started to tell myself, I can't do this. I can't do this. I got to scale back. And then God began to talk to me, and He began to say, yes, you can. I called you to it to grow you through it. Change your perspective, change your mindset. And then I began to say, I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I began to use the scriptures that God had given me to pour back in me. And I laid down and I gave it to God, and I woke up and I prioritized my things, and I was ready to go. I made some adjustments, and I said, this is building me, not breaking me. I won't be broken.
I love it. I love it. See, that's it right there. The world doesn't need more perfect businesses. It needs more resilient leaders. Let me say that again. This world does not need more perfect businesses. It needs more resilient leaders. You can take it all the way from the top of government. A resilient leader is one that can withstand ups, downs, sideways, and what's happening everywhere. That's a resilient leader. A resilient leader, let's bring it on down to Akana. A resilient leader is one that can go through all the obstacles thrown at her, come out
That's right.
smiling, and bring a new vision and new energy back into what some thought was going to die. What? Can I preach that?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. That's
All
right.
right. Now, so let's just remind the team a legacy business is not built overnight. It's built through mindset. So let's review what the I, let's review that. So M is mission driven. I is integrity first. N, never settle. D, discipline daily. S, service over sales. E, elevate others. T, tenacity through trials. My Lord, if that's not Melissa Boston, I don't even know. If tenacity through trials had a face, that's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So
So,
let's
so,
wrap this. Let's wrap
so
this
it's
up, honey.
built through a powerful mindset that stays aligned, consistent, and community focused. Close us out, Kathy.
I will. So let's just be the example. Let's build businesses that leave footprints of faith, freedom, and impact. We do that by educating on what we're doing. We have something that others are not talking about. And guys, let's go be the change that we want in our community. Okay? So thank you so much, Kayaetta, for sharing mindset with the team. And so today is Wednesday. There's going to be a live event at the dispensary. Have your guests there. Be there yourself, right? Let's support that because this is a chance again to touch the community. And as we mentioned in this particular talk, when you show that you're helping someone, then you build a community driven business that lasts and creates a legacy. So rebounding is right after this. And so we appreciate your time and attention, guys. Sorry we went a little long, but I'm telling you, we're hoping that we gave you something that you can walk away with. Okay. Go out and have an Akana kind of day. Thank you again, Kayaetta. Have a great day.